Have you heard of Stadia? Probably not, because the only time I heard about it was when I had to do a video on it around a year ago and then never mentioned it again, which is honestly how the rest of the internet treated the gaming platform. Any streamer or creators I watch online don't talk about or use Google Stadia. However, that doesn't stop them from trying to be relevant with free demos or advertisements on YouTube videos. Hell, you may even see an ad for Stadia before this video. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe and oh boy, here we go. I'm sure you know what Stadia is actually, because you probably heard about it a year ago and then totally forgot about it like I did, but yet again, here we are talking about it. Why? Because people from the company are kinda nuts. But the views of the company are sometimes different from the views of the employees, which is normal. What's not normal, however, is having an employee trash most of your user and advertising base, saying that they should be paying big bucks for playing games online rather than getting paid for it, at least in a sense. Alex Hutchinson is a creative director at the Montreal Google Stadia studio, and yesterday he came out with a tweet that enraged the masses, saying, quote, "Streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they used music they didn't pay for should be more worried by the fact that they're streaming games they didn't pay for as well. It's all gone as soon as publishers decide to enforce it," end quote. This is funny to me, coming from a creative director of a failed game streaming service full of games that they didn't make. Money changed hands to get the games on the platforms, but as to whether Stadia paid for the games instead of the games paying them is unknown. Alex Hutchinson then proceeded to continue saying, quote, "The real truth is the streamers should be paying the developers and publishers of the games they stream. They should be buying a license like any real business and paying for the content they use," end quote. Which I mean is a fairly understandable viewpoint, but from someone who knows nothing about streamers and content creators. The sheer act of playing a game on the internet could and does entice others to buy it. I know for a fact that I have most, if not all of my games because I saw someone playing it online. Minecraft because of the Yogscast, Among Us because of Disguised Toast, Fall Guys because of a load of people, Skyrim because of Sips and Steven Plays. All of the games I own are because I saw someone play it online, and it's the best form of advertising. Companies are turning towards content creators and influencers more for advertising now because, well, it works. And if you don't pay a streamer to play your game, but they do anyway because they bought it, sure, they didn't pay for a license, but they literally paid you to advertise their game by playing it and sharing it with who knows how many people. Apex Legends wouldn't have done nearly as well if they hadn't used influencers and content creators. Valorant's whole shtick was that you had to watch streamers play the game to potentially get an early access code. The gaming world now revolves around content creators, and that's because they're bigger than any billboard or promo campaign you could run. I went to school for advertising, I know this. We had a whole class about influencers and content creators with marketing. Now, what did the community think? Well, same as me, honestly. Some pointed out the obvious flaw that he works for Stadia, a failed game streaming service that is full of other people's work, who most likely had to pay for their content to be on the platform unless Stadia really wanted it there. But there were others who went even harder, with many creators quote tweeting and replying saying that Stadia literally paid me to advertise their products, so clearly you know that an influencer marketing strategy works. And streaming the game is free advertising. There are also many people who don't make money off the streaming or videos they'd make. I know for a fact on my personal Twitch and YouTube that I'm not making diddly squat for playing games. I just do it because I like it. And I wouldn't be able to even start if I had to buy a license for Pokemon or Minecraft. And then the most iconic reply of all came from Jacksepticeye, who said, quote, "I find this thinking extremely ironic, considering you have fan art of me, a streamer, as your banner when I played Savage Planet." Jack then goes on to say, "You've even cropped out their watermark in the banner and haven't given them credit for it anywhere. Very hypocritical." I'm sure plenty of you will understand how annoying that is, especially because you commented on plenty of our videos. But it's especially rich coming from a man that's preaching that people should be paying for the content they use. There are also people on Alex's side, however, saying things like they're redistributing the content of the game, but this isn't true. Redistributing means to distribute something again, but you can't play the game I'm playing on Steam unless you pay for it yourself. You're watching me play it, you're not playing it yourself through me. It's like when you have friends come over and one of you watches someone play a single player game. You're not the one playing, but you're watching it. Redistributing the game would be something like torrenting, which is illegal because it's piracy, but if you're watching me play a game, if you play it, you won't have the same experience, the same items, or even the same levels in some cases. Others said that they might as well make it so that the manufacturers of paint and the canvas a painter uses to create an artwork should be given a % of the sales. But what about the aftermath? Well, 3 hours after his main tweets, Alex Hutchinson said, quote, "Amazing to me that people are upset at someone saying that the creators of content should be allowed to make money from other people using their content for profit." And then 1 hour after that, said, "Anyway, gonna hop online and stream some Fall Guys, who's up for it?" Which is totally the opposite of what he was saying should happen. Did he pay for the license to stream that game? Definitely not. And even if it was meant as a joke, he's still being torn apart in the replies because this tweet exactly embodies the point us creators were trying to make. The success of Fall Guys and more games like Minecraft, Among Us, and more were all thanks to content creators and streamers, especially Among Us, which was a dead game that got revived thanks to streamers. And to put even more salt on the wound, Google actually distanced themselves from Alex and Stadia after this remark, making him change his Twitter bio from creative director at Google Stadia to creative director at SG&E Montreal studio, either because they made him do it or because he was getting dunked on for working at Stadia. Didn't realize they could still pay employees. But he also had to add "all my own opinions" to the end of his bio, which was definitely not his choice. Well, there we have it, friends. A creative director, which is the leader of an advertising team for those of you wondering, at Google Stadia Montreal said that content creators and streamers should pay for the content they stream, and then 4 hours later went live with Fall Guys. What do you think about this? Whose side are you on, and what game should we play on the channel next? Be sure you let me know down below. And speaking of comments, let's take a look at some of your previous ones over the last few days. Midoriya Kid said, "The video, talking about scary legendary Pokemon. Me, rewinding the video to watch that intro. Thank you, thank you. I'm sure you're all amused with me rapping off beat because the beat was added in post. Okay? That was all a cappella and I did it in one shot, but the beat was added in post. That's why I'm off. It's not because I'm bad." Shellin Bird said, "I own Spider-Man 3. It's a great movie. I recommend watching the movie. It's so good." You know, just... Okay, I'll stop. It was even more cringy with me. Hypershatic the Halloween Hedgehog said, "This channel either runs on FNAF, Minecraft, or Sonic, no in between." You forgot Pokemon, but you also commented this on a video that was about none of these three topics, so that's pretty poor placement on your part, man. Lucario Senpai said, "What about top 10 of every type? That would make a lot of videos and views." Do you mean the scariest of every type or just the top 10 Pokemon of that typing? Because that would be very difficult, and it's a whole lot of opinion. I could see myself doing the top 10 shinies of every Pokemon type if you want to see that too. I mean, this is a good idea. I'll look into it further. That's all the time we have for today, guys. Thank you all so much for sticking around until the end. If you did, you know what to comment. Banana Doodle. And be sure on your way down you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been in Showerman Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.